Millions of years of evolution, we, Homo sapiens, conquered the world. We crossed the ice, crossed the oceans, stood at the top of the food chain. But there was a revolution that changed everything. A revolution that we thought was a great step forward, but may have been the most spectacular deception in history. What happened 12,000 years ago? Did we domesticate rice, wheat, or did they domesticate us?
For millions of years, our ancestors lived as nomadic hunter-gatherers. 10,000 years ago, they were scattered across the earth, with a population of only 5 to 8 million people. Their lives were not as hard or deprived as we might imagine. They were naturalists, knowing how to find a variety of foods from berries, mushrooms, snails, turtles to rabbits and wild onions. Thanks to that, they received all the necessary nutrients. They had more free time than we do today. They didn't have to worry about food storage or bad harvests. If one food ran out, they could hunt or gather another. Their nomadic lifestyle also made them as strong and agile as marathon runners. They had dexterity that modern humans can't match.
But then the agricultural revolution happened. The old story is that humans got smarter, discovered the secrets of nature, and then happily abandoned their hunter-gatherer lifestyle to settle down. But the truth is something else entirely. According to Harari, it was the greatest fraud in history. The fraudsters weren't kings or priests, but plants like wheat and rice. Consider the wheat plant. 10,000 years ago, it was just a humble weed. But in just a few thousand years, it has colonized millions of acres of land around the world. To do so, wheat convinced Homo sapiens to radically change their way of life. We had to bend our backs to hoe, weed, and carry water under the scorching sun. Our spines, knees, necks, and muscles suffered constant pain. Studies of ancient skeletons show that the shift to agriculture brought a host of new diseases. A monotonous diet of wheat or rice left people lacking in vitamins and minerals. In contrast to the varied diets of hunter-gatherers, farmers ate the same staple food over and over again. More food did not mean better life. Instead, it led to a population explosion. These new mouths quickly ate up the surplus, forcing people to cultivate more land. Nomadic life was abandoned, and women could give birth every year. Infant mortality increased due to early introduction of solid food and lack of breast milk, and the need to compete with siblings for food. Living in settled villages also made disease spread more rapidly. Life for the average farmer became much worse than it had been for his ancestors.
Why didn't they return to their old way of life? Because they had fallen into the luxury trap. The population had grown so rapidly that it was impossible to return to the hunter-gatherer lifestyle. They were forced to produce more than they needed to store for years of famine. From then on, anxiety about the future became a part of the human psyche. This revolution also laid the foundation for the emergence of social classes. Peasants worked hard to support the kings, officials, soldiers, and priests who built the first complex societies. The evolutionary success of wheat, as it became ever more common, has no bearing on our personal happiness. A rare free-roaming rhinoceros may be happier than a calf kept in a cage for meat production. This is the most important lesson of the agricultural revolution. Evolutionary success does not equate to personal happiness.
The birth of agriculture was also the origin of social inequality. Wheat, rice, these ghosts from the past changed our fate forever.
So how did we become slaves to rice and wheat? Let's find out in the next episode.